All right, we are making some stuff happen. I apologize if I'm jumping around now. I just had another couple weeks off from this thing, and this is getting to be a long process. So we put the AC compressor on. Compressor? Yeah, it's a compressor. The AC compressor, and we're clearing everything. Everything looks good. So we've got from under here, it's kind of that guy, and then this guy, and yeah, I've got this muffler kind of on. This one, we're just trying to figure out where it's going to go so I can clear my lines, and that's it. We'll mock this thing up. I just needed the AC in to see if it was gonna just clear everything, make sure everything fit, and it looks fine. So that's once all this is back together and I finish the heat exchanger lines, this will be the next thing, will be the coolant. I mean the AC. So we'll get back to that. I just wanted to show you what this was, and that's it. Oh yeah, she's alive. Just smoking, burning some stuff off. As you can see, all the dirt on the ground. We had quite a problem with some oil leaks. These fittings suck on these GT35 eBay turbos. I don't know. And the car was dead, so I had to jump it off my truck. So yeah, I don't know. It's not charging as well as I would have hoped to. We're at like 13.3, and as everybody knows, that's low. That is not what it's supposed to be at. So let me address a few more things on this, and then we'll get back to it. It's all right. A new day, a new something else going on here. I've got everything back in. I've even got the mufflers all built, and I had them in. They look all right. I am leaking oil. I don't know if you can see it. See, it's wet a little under here. So I don't know if it's my fittings or what exactly it is. The fittings on here, I don't know. They're like a inverted brake line fitting on these GT35s. I don't know if other people have had trouble with them, or if this is isolated just to me. I mean, I'm used to AN stuff. I've seen other guys say to wrap them in Teflon tape, but that seems absolutely ridiculous to me, to have to wrap these in a ton of tape. I mean, if that's what I got to do, then maybe I'll do that, but we're going to throw the front of the car up right now. I'm going to get the front bumper off so that I can put the heat exchanger up front and just keep going. I can't deal with these oil leaks right now. I'll have to get back to them. I'm just starting to lose my patience. So let's carry on. All right, here we go. We have bumper off. Box of the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger, it's just a little guy. Unfortunately, you have to get something that fits in here. So these cars originally, not originally, I should take that back. These cars have a third radiator option. So it goes obviously right here. It is obviously much smaller than this. It is very expensive. I almost thought about just getting that and running the coolant lines to that, but that's not gonna happen. There was just too much money. This thing is dirt cheap. I don't even remember what I paid for it on eBay or whatever. So we're gonna jam this guy in that same hole, and we're gonna hope everything works out. So I gotta probably make a little bracket or something to hold this thing in here. I don't really know how the factory one holds. It's got these little guys right here. Oh, that's too close. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. This is the car is up off the ground, and yeah, that's how she goes. Super safe. Yes, that ramp is crushed, by the way. I drove over it, so not this time, the last time. But yeah, so let me figure something out, get this thing mounted loosely at least, and we'll try and fit the bumper back on, and if the bumper fits, we're good to go. All right, this is what we came up with. Just just kind of quick goofing around. We've got, I'm actually really impressed with myself. This thing is actually just tacked together, but I went above and beyond. I put a nut cert in here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I've had them. I know everybody's probably like, wow, this kid's a hack. Why is he putting nut certs in? But I actually have them, I just never use them. Yes, I'm just lazy. I'm not, well, I am a hack, but just lazy. So I'm gonna try the bumper. I have no idea if it's gonna clear or not. I hope it does. If it does, we're in business. I'll final weld this thing up and bolt this bad boy in, and away we go. All right, still in the, I just tried the bumper, and the bumper fits pretty well. I had to see what was going on, so I just cut this little center area. This is actually part of the third radiator kit. When you get that, you actually get a whole new, it's just like this little plastic shrouding, and it has an opening, but I mean, you can just cut a hole for free, so why bother with that? So I cut it open, and I actually already put it on, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if the airflow will be enough. I mean, at speed it probably will be. At idle, I mean, it'll kind of be what it is. You don't really get any air at idle anyways, obviously, but I mean, if I have to put a set of fans on it, I will. I'd like to avoid that, but we'll see what happens. I'll smooth this out a little bit, and let me finish weld that bracket, and this thing's done. It's staying just like this, changing nothing. So I'll run the lines, I'll do that, and this thing can be permanently mounted. My day went to hell. It's now rainy out. As you can see, everything's all wet. Car's wet. But we did get the heat exchanger back in, so this is it. These are my brackets. Look a little different than last time. Finished welded, painted. And I have the coolant lines on. This one is not attached. It actually is gonna go right back here. So there is no room to run any of this stuff through the it's got to come under and go through like this shrouding behind here, which is kind of like right all up in here. This car is just so compact for all of this. So one comes out up top, ran down the frame rail, and the other one, you're never gonna be able to see it, is behind here. Yeah, you're never gonna be able to see any of this. And that one ran down underneath, kind of with the lower radiator hose, or one of the radiator hoses. So that's that. So the bumper does fit still, but I can't actually button any of it up officially because I actually have to, I gotta run the lines all the way back. I have them in very loosely, as you can see. And I'm gonna have to bleed the system probably, so I'll have to kind of leave it all unhooked for now until I can make sure all the coolant's running. So let me plumb the back, and then we can kind of get everything all squared away, and we'll go from there. All right, this is where we're at. Bumper's back on. I don't know if you can see that with the sun. Heat exchanger is in. And let's see. You'll see the mess. Yes, the water, the dirt was just to absorb some of the liquid because it took a lot to bleed this thing. I had a lot of trouble just with the splits I have, and it was actually a friggin' mess. So we are, let's see, I'm on the ground. Let's see. So the wiring still does look a little low right there. I might tuck that one up, but other than that, that's not too bad. It's not really any lower than anything else, but you'll see I have these two splits right here. Probably only see one split from there, but it's where it comes down and it feeds into my pump. But we are, everything is in. They are bled. The fluid is flowing. This is my little overflow. I do have to secure this somehow. Oops. I do have to secure this somehow. But other than that, I know I put it in kind of a funny position because it's all the way up here, but I have a little fluid transfer pump that I pumped it right in. I just let the pump run and I kept filling it up, and pumps under there. The only other thing, this is just the trigger wire for the pump. That's the last thing I gotta run in there, and then God, this thing's pretty much it's pretty much done. The mufflers are done. Oh, the wastegate dumps I have to do, and maybe I'll put a couple hangers on the exhaust, but that's it. Once that is, we'll be back to where I was before I took it apart, which is over 2 months now. This has just been taking forever. So car is disgusting, covered in pollen. If you're from New England or wherever, you'll know how much the pollen is great here. So yeah, it's like chunky, it's gross, but that's it. So hopefully we'll get it back together, and that'll be that. And only thing after that is just really put the interior back together, and the car's good. All right, we're just knocking some shit off the list. Systems bled. The wires ran inside. I'm gonna actually grab the fuel pump out from the PCM to trigger the relay to turn it on. We are putting hangers on the exhaust. Got both sides. Just tack this one. I'll weld that one on. Let's see, what else? That's battery charge. I charged the battery. I gotta put one more ground on this motor. I've always had grounding issues, and I'm still having issues, so we gotta redo that. I redid one, and that seemed to help, but it's just not enough to help. Let's see, once that's back on, I'm gonna probably paint some more of this exhaust. I do still need to wrap it. With heat wrap, at least up to the muffler section, and then that's it. So I'm gonna pull these off. I'm gonna final weld these little bracket doodads. Probably paint the tailpipes. I know we got some pretty ugly welds. I'm actually gonna grind all that down because well, I'm not a great welder, and these are the actual only section you see here. So let me take care of that, and then we'll get back to this. Yeah, quick progress shot here. We've got mufflers done, hangers on. They are wrapped in heat wrap. I got my ugly ass screamer pipes on right here. We're gonna throw this all back together, hopefully, and go from there. Let's see what happens. Oh yes, here we are. We've got air filters back on, mufflers are on. Yeah, I know that stuff is close. That's the way it was kind of before. I don't know, there's so much heat back here, it doesn't really, well, we're gonna have to see what happens. I might have to redesign it again, I hope not, but get the key. Let's see if she starts. I added another ground. That's 3 grounds on the car so far. And it finally, I don't know, seemed better. This goddamn car on the ground, I swear. Oh yes, right up. Oh yes, she fired right up. Not sure why that oil one was flashing. I've never seen that before. I have oil pressure. That's pretty high. I have everything. I need gas. We are cooling, we're charging rather at 1460. That's pretty good. Intake temperature is 80. Ambient is 68. Must be sitting in the sun, I'm not really sure. But she started. That's always good news. And let's throw the bumper back on and maybe take it for a ride and see if it breaks. Alright, we're driving. Put quite a few miles on it already today. Put almost 50 miles on it. Got some gas. Let's see. What are my impressions so far? First of all, I'm still fighting some pretty high intake temperatures. It's got to be just the configuration back there. However, it's definitely better. I was seeing 100 degrees, 105 degrees, 110 degrees in the middle of winter when it was, you know, 30 degrees, 20 degrees. So It is definitely better, but I haven't really beat on it too much. What else? I'm a little disappointed in the turbos. Why? They're bigger. I knew they were bigger. Obviously, they do not spool as quick as the other ones, and the noises are gone. I can barely hear them. I can't hear them like I used to. I love the noises from before. Let's see. What is that? That's 4th gear, 40. Let's see. I mean, you can hear just a little bit of something, but it's not as fun as it was. I love the noises from before. Let's see. I mean, I'm not hitting. I don't know when I'm hitting peak boost either. It's got to be high. Let's see. Yeah, they're not as fun as the other ones were. I have to admit. So, oh well. I mean, it is what it is. I knew it was gonna happen. Let's see the heat. I'm gonna probably put. This car comes with like factory fans that are built into the deck lids. I removed it. I might put it in somewhere, wire it up, maybe blow some heat across that intake piping. Because I think it's, well, I have a high heat temperature. I don't necessarily know if it's as hot as it really says, because I think it's just heat soaking it. So I'm probably going to put a fan, maybe blow some air across it, maybe block it off, maybe do some other things. And also, I'm still, probably going to build that aluminum 5.3. And from what I was reading, the aluminum blocks really do knock quite a bit of heat out of there. They make heat, but they disperse it quicker. So that's it. I mean, this is it. She's done. She's back together. Everything is driving fine. The turbos work. They don't make a ton of noise like they used to. But yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's about all I could have hoped for, I guess. So maybe when we switch to the other block on this car, we'll get back at it. But got the other project we're going to do, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll come back to this. Maybe not. We'll see.